Alrighty, everybody, welcome in. This is Sean Domain, and today we're reading through Zechariah verses chapters 5 through 6. No, 4 through 6. Sorry. So let's just get started and continue on with Zechariah. The gold lampstand and 2 olive trees. Chapter 4. Then the angel who talked with me returned and woke me up, like someone awakened from sleep. He asked me, "What do you see?" I answered, "I see a solid gold lampstand with a bowl at the top and 7 lamps on it with 7 channels to the lamps. Also, there are 2 olive trees by it, one on the right of it, the bowl, and the other on its left." I asked the angel who talked with me, "What are these, my lord?" He answered, "Do you not know what these are?" "No, my lord," I replied. So he said to me, "This is the word of the Lord to Zerubbabel. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty. What are you, mighty mountain? Before Zerubbabel you will become level ground." Then he will bring out the capstones, the shout of God bless it, God bless it. Then the word of the Lord came to me. The hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this temple. His hands will also complete it. Then you will know that the Lord Almighty has sent me to you. Who dares despise the day of small things, since the 7 days of the Lord that range throughout the earth will rejoice when they see the chosen capstones in the hand of Zerubbabel? Then I asked the angel, "What are these?" "2 olive trees on the right and left of the lampstands." Again I asked, "What are these 2 olive branches beside the 2 gold pipes that pour out golden oil?" He replied, "Do you not know what these are?" "No, my lord," I said. So he said, "These are the 2 who are anointed to serve the Lord of all the earth." So he's having a vision of things, and the angels are explaining to him the meaning of what his visions are. Um so this book is very much similar to Revelations. It has a lot of metaphors towards other things, and it's written very much like poetry. The whole Bible is written like poetry. It's very hard to break it down if you naturally don't know how to do that kind of stuff. If you don't have a deep line of thinking, you wouldn't be able to like really break this down. Now, um, but yeah, he's explaining to him what these 2 things are because he's having a vision. And sometimes we have visions and we don't naturally know what they mean. Like example, sometimes you'll see, things throughout life and see um it happen repeatedly, and that's a form of something what he's having here. But that's not a vision. That's more or less, um you see something play out a lot in your life. That's the Lord talking to you, explaining to you that, hey, you know what, you need to pay attention to this very thing. So, all right. The Flying Scroll, Chapter 5. I looked again, and there before me was a flying scroll. He asked me, "What do you see?" I answered, "A flying scroll, 20 cubits long and 10 cubits wide." Then he said to me, "This is the curse that is going out over the whole land, for according to what it says on one side, every thief will be banished, and according to what it says on the other, everyone who swears falsely will be banished. The Lord Almighty declares, I will send it out, and I will enter the house of the thief, and the house of anyone who swears falsely by my name. It will remain in that house and destroy it completely. both is timbers and stones. So, the Lord's planning on banishing a lot of stuff. And what this could mean is he wants to, you know, he wants to cleanse the world of all the sin that's going on, which is what that could mean. So, okay. So now on to the woman in a basket. The angel who was speaking to me came forward and said to me, "Look up and see what is appearing." I asked, "What is it?" He replied, "It is a basket." And he added, "This is the iniquity of the people, though, throughout the land." Then the cover of lead was raised, and there, in the basket, sat a woman. He said, "This is wickedness." And he pushed her back into the basket and pushed its lead cover down on it. Then I looked up, and there before me were two women in the wind, and their wings, they had wings like those of storks. And he lifted up the basket between heaven and earth. "Where are they taking the basket?" I asked. The angel who was speaking to me, he replied, "The country of Babylon, build a house for it. When the house is ready, the basket will be set. There it is, there in its place." So, yeah. So the angels there, they're leading them, they're showing them what exactly they need to see. And again, these are all just references, and they're very, very hard to break down if you really don't, grasp them at all. You're gonna have trouble understanding them. I still have trouble understanding some of what's in this book. You know, um, these are like explanations of something. So, like example, um, the woman falling. That could be, oh, hold on. So yeah, he's talking in here. He talks about a country. He talks about Babylon at one point. So he's referencing people to countries. If you haven't noticed, he references people to nations and countries throughout the Bible. So, all right. 4 chariots, chapter 6. I looked up again, and there before me were 4 chariots, coming out from between the two mountains of bronze, the first chariot and a red horses, the second black, and the third white, and the fourth dappled. I don't know what that is. Sorry. All of them powerful. I asked the angel who was speaking to me, "What are these, my lord?" The angel answered me, "These are the 4 spirits of heaven." Alright, sorry for the cutoff. I have somebody that just intentionally comes out every single time I'm recording this video. I don't know what his reason is, but we're going to continue on. These interruptions are just the enemy trying to get at me and trying to stop me from doing this. Like, I've had an interruption. You guys didn't hear it, but there was a truck that literally went by that was so loud I was trying to read over top of it. It's just interruption after interruption. That's a sign that the enemy doesn't like me reading the Bible. And throughout my day, I get attacked by people, not by fist or anything, or like attacked by people, running at me or anything like that, but attacked by people in a sense that, like, you know, I'm doing this, so they don't really care for me doing this, so they'll try to make the world come down on me, and that's part of why I have to sometimes I cut it off for you and stuff like that, because I just get interrupted, and it's rude because people do that to me quite often in my life, and then they get a kick out of it. And it's like, well, what if I went to your job and just made you quit your job right now? Like, that's something I don't get, you know? The angel had answered me. So we're getting back. The angel answered me, These are the four spirits of heaven going out from standing in the presence of the Lord for the whole world. The one with the black horse is going towards the north country, the one with the white horse towards the west, and the one with dapple horses towards the south. The powerful horses went out. They were straining to go throughout the earth. And he said, Go throughout the earth. So they went throughout the earth. So he called me. Look, those are going towards the north country. Then have given my spirit rest in the land of the north. All right, the crown of Joshua. The word of the Lord came to me. Take silver and gold from the exile of Heldah to Tobijah and Jedediah, who have arrived from Babylon. Go the same day to the house of Josiah, son of Shaphan. Take silver and gold, and make a crown, and set it on the head of the high priest Joshua, son of Josedek. Tell him, This is what the Lord Almighty says. Here is the man, here's the man whose name is the branch, and the branch out from his place and build the temple of the Lord. It is he who will build the temple of the Lord. He will be clothed with majesty and will sit and rule on his throne. And he will be a priest on the throne. And there will be harmony between the two. The crown will be given to Heldah, Tobijah, Jedediah, and Hen, son of Shaphan, as a memorial in the temple of the Lord. Those who are far away will come and help to build the temple of the Lord. And you will know that the Lord Almighty has sent me to you. This will happen if you diligently obey the Lord your God. So again, if you obey the Lord, he's going to make you into, somebody great. He's going to make you somebody great in his kingdom. And that's one thing a lot of people don't understand, is that, like, the Lord blesses you. The Lord gives you the riches. The Lord gives you gold. And there's a lot of people out there that just don't want to believe, don't want to follow the Lord, don't want to pray to the Lord, you know? And I go through a lot of stuff so consistently. You guys hear about it here sometimes. You guys hear about it. If you follow me on social media, you guys just hear how much I go through. And it's like there are so many people out there who do not follow God, that don't like me for following God. In fact, they feel like I'm less of a man for following God than they are. But yet they'll act really flamboyant. They'll act like a little girl half the time. The thing I don't get is these men that claim they're men, but don't act it. Act more flamboyant than they do as a man. They don't have this in their life. They don't pick this up and read it. I do it on a daily basis. And yet everybody sits there and mocks the heck out of me. And interrupts me and throws me under the bus and just does a bunch of awful stuff. You know what? I want you out there who's, messing with crystals, doing some kind of new age spirituality. I want you to understand something. You don't understand the Bible at all. If you're sitting there doing new age spirituality and you're expecting to have a good day, you're not. You're going to be mad at the person right next to you for being next to you. And you're not going to be satisfied or happy with anything. The reason I get frustrated with people is because people disrespect the heck out of me. People disrespect me because I'm trying to walk with Christ, so they bring me down. And you know what the worst part is? Those people trying to bring me down are the same ones being like, well, that's not very Christ-like. Well, then why did you go out of your way to bring me down to that level? Why are you whining about stuff? Christianity ain't about holding your tongue. Whoever told you that was lying to you. There's half of the stories in this book are about harming people. There are stories in here where people's lives get taken. And it's not by the people that are the prophets, it's by the people, well, sometimes it is, but it's by the people that we see the angle that something happens to people outside of them. Because you know what? God, you know what? These people expecting us to be kind Christians? The Bible does not teach us that. Whatever hippie Christianity you're learning about, whatever stone you're worshiping, stop it today. Stop worshiping crystals, stop doing paganism, and start getting into your Bible and start reading the word of the Lord. Because you know what? Some of you people out there, you're angsty, you're anxious, you're crybabies. Some of you are full-grown men and lack the understanding of what the Bible is actually about. Yet you'll tell me I'm not very Christ-like. And I get tired of that. Because you know what? You people out there telling me I'm not Christ-like are the same ones who don't read the Bible, the same ones that start crap with people on the internet just to get a rise out of something, just so you can have them banned. And you know what? Some of you people are going to end up in a very, very nasty position at some point in your life, and nobody's going to want to save you. Nobody. You're going to have to rely on God, and you're not going to rely on God because you don't believe in God. Nobody that sits there and heckles me actually believes in God. They don't believe in anything beyond them. They think saying quotes from the Bible is how you handle this. No. As you can tell, I'm a little irritated with a lot of people because a lot of people put me in a position where they tell me I'm not Christ-like. And it doesn't upset me that they're telling me that. What upsets me is that they do it to bring you down to their level of being with Satan, of being with the enemy, of being with the devil. And then they destroy my whole entire day. Because you know what? They are with the devil. They're down in the dirt with the devil. They're in a dead zone. So they're trying to kill me and my spirit. And the moment you think that you're not dead, the moment you think that your spirit's not dead, that's the moment you're killing somebody else's spirit. So think about what you do before you mistreat people. Because you're going to be the first one to destroy somebody's day because you're in a bad way. You rely on people. You rely on things. You're depressed. You're sad. Get with Jesus Christ. Start following the Lord and stop making people fall down to where you're at because you feel bad about things. Seriously, I'm sick of how the internet has treated me. And some of you guys are just in a dead zone all the time because you don't know how to be happy about stuff, because you don't know how to get yourself right with God. You don't even know how to pray. You kill yourself every single day of your life and then blame that on me because you had a bad day. Guess what, buddy? That bad day is yours and yours alone. I'm not in a dead zone with you. I'm not down in that grave with you. So think about that. Anyway, last thing I'm going to say before I go, and this is something y'all should take into consideration, and I'm going to explain it. Life and death, spoken on the tip of the tongue. For those who love it will eat its fruit. You know what that meaning is? If you love being down in a dead zone, you continue to eat that fruit, you continue to feel bad, you're going to remain down there. You're not going to rise up. I'm going to rise up because I'm not putting myself around you. I'm not like you. And I never will feel as bad as you because you're down in the dead zone all the time. You hate life. I don't. So take that into consideration. And anyway, with that said, have a wonderful day. God bless you. And stay out of the dead zone. Stop bringing people down to the dead zone.